Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about Unreal Engine. This is something that a lot of people are very excited for. I'm also a little bit nervous for, because I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen with the game and the future of it. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Unreal Engine, when we can expect it to be released, and everything else so you guys can be informed, an early perspective of everything. So for those of you who have been living under a rock for the past 6 months, Wargaming posted a video a little while ago talking about Unreal Engine. The video is titled "We Are Very Excited," and in the video, they basically show what Blitz is going to look like in the future. We can see here, this is Canal. It's completely redesigned. It looks way better, has enhanced graphics, and honestly just looks fantastic. And it's not just Canal. I would assume with Unreal Engine being released, most of the maps are going to get major overhauls. We can also see that new physics are going to be added into the game, like the ability for tanks to be flipped. Currently, if you jump off a cliff, your vehicle cannot flip. It's impossible. But as we can see in the future, this will be the case, meaning that jumping off New Bay Bridge, for example, will kill you, where in the past it would not have. This is absolutely huge and is once again going to be a massive change and impact in the game. We can see new physics, like for example these brick pallets here, we can see will actually break on your vehicle, which looks absolutely fantastic. Same for the fences being destroyed. We can see another map here. I'm not exactly sure what map this is. I think this could still be Canal. I think people have told me that this is still Canal, and it might be. But point being, we are having a lot of information just in this one video. We have two maps which are having big overhauls. Canal is majorly getting a big overhaul here, and a lot of people are very, very excited about the Unreal update. I'm excited and I'm also nervous. The reason I'm excited is because of the fact that obviously Unreal Engine is going to bring a lot to the table. It's going to be the largest update World of Tanks Blitz has most likely ever had, and it's very exciting. But I've also had some insider news, and the news I've been told is essentially update 5.5 but bigger. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm a little bit nervous about that, because I'm hoping Wargaming doesn't try to change World of Tanks Blitz into a different game when Unreal Engine gets released. I'm hoping they keep it majorly the same, and they update the graphics, they update the physics, and make the game more enjoyable. Because if they change the game to a different type of battlefield, then I think a lot of the players which currently enjoy the game are not going to enjoy it in the future. Now, the good news is that we are going to be getting a beta test, which players will be able to use and play before Unreal Engine does get released. Now, this was actually available for players in the past, but the only problem is that it was only available and it was only available for like a certain amount of people in the NA server, and if you signed up for it, you weren't allowed to talk about it at all, which would defeat the purpose of me even doing the play test, because then I wouldn't be able to share my opinions on it. I'd rather not do the play test and then wait for it to be released for everybody. That way I can actually share my opinions, feelings, and thoughts on Unreal Engine and its capabilities. Now, my assumption is that Unreal Engine is a big gamble for Wargaming, and as I said, I'm a little nervous about what's actually going to happen when it does get released, because, you know, right now we have an event going on which has this. We have the BZ-176, MBTB, and the Waffenträger Alpha E100. And that's two brand new Tier 9s and a Tier 10. This is the most new tanks we've had at high tier ever released. And even more interesting than that, we've never seen two Tier 10s released within the same month, let alone 2 weeks apart from each other. We have the current Blitz Fair event, which is going on, right, which gave you snow globes, which gives you the ability to get your hands on the line, which is the main reward. And then, Wargaming also just released the Waffenträger Alpha E100, with no charms and a 3% drop chance at best, paired with the BZ-176, which is another incredibly sought-after tank, and the MBTB. With this being said, 100% this is a cash grab. Does it mean Wargaming's trying to do a pump and dump and they're making as much money as possible before they switch into the next game? Sorry, kind of fumbled my words there. But is this a possibility that Wargaming's trying to make as much money as possible before they release Unreal Engine because they think it's going to take a big hit? I don't know. What I can say is that will most likely not be a different game. It's not like Unreal Engine is going to be a different download, so it should just be an update for the current game we already play. And I'm seriously hoping that it's not going to kill Blitz. We're going to have to see what happens when the game does get released and the playtest. Obviously, I'll be quite vocal with my opinions on everything, but in a perfect world, at least in my eyes, Unreal Engine is going to be the exact same game we currently have, but with better graphics. That's really all I want, but I guess we'll see. And you guys can let me know, obviously, what you think in the comments. Now, keeping up with that, when is Unreal Engine going to be released? This is something that a lot of you are probably wondering. Well, in the background, we can see that there's 17 days on that counter. And rather interestingly enough, today is the 30th, which means tomorrow's the 31st, so we're almost at the new year. If we actually take a look at the garage, we see I have this secret tier 8 certificate, which you will be able to receive on January 17th, which is exactly a month and 2 days or 1 day from now, which means that, well, this calendar is going to end 1 day before the premium tank certificate. Does that mean we are going to get Unreal Engine when that counter hits 0? It's possible. That could be the possibility. Originally, it was speculated that maybe the Waffenträger was going to be released when that countdown hit 0, but that's obviously not the case. So maybe that countdown is when Unreal Engine is going to be released. Now, that could be the case, but even if it's not, I can tell you for a fact that Unreal Engine is going to be very, very soon. The reason why is because Wargaming is planning on doing the server merge. We already know about this. The server merge is going to make it so that players across the world are maybe going to be able to platoon with each other, which is kind of huge. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to affect ping, but what I do know is that they are planning on doing a server merge. And with this server merge, we can see right when I exit the replay screen here, it's going to say, update your account credentials. We've noticed you're using multiple accounts of the same login credentials across regions. If you'd like to use multiple World of Tanks Blitz accounts, choose unique login credentials for each of them. If you would prefer to have only one account, link your accounts. The reason this is being plastered on every account that has not updated their credentials is because of the fact that they are going to merge the servers. And when they do that, it means that you can't have 2 separate accounts under the same email on the same server. You can't do that. So you're going to have to change your email, or you're not going to be able to play the game until you do so once this update comes out. My assumption is that they are going to do the account merge the same time they do the Unreal Engine update. It's all going to happen at once. So we can assume that Unreal Engine is going to be late January to early February. And that lines up perfectly with that countdown right there. So my guess is Unreal Engine is coming when that countdown hits 0. Now, even if it's not, as I said, we can expect it to be early February. So, yeah, expect Unreal Engine to be within the next month, which is exciting and a little bit scary. Let's all pray that Wargaming does not destroy the game with Unreal Engine, and if they try to, we will have the access to the open test before it is released, I would assume. If that is the case, I will be very vocal on my opinions, and you should be too. If you don't like what's happening to the game, and you don't like what Unreal Engine is going to be, we are the deciding factor as the community on what actually happens. If all of us disagree with the decision of Unreal Engine, and we disagree with what's going to happen in the game, we need to make our voices heard, and we need to say what's going to happen. Now, it's possible Wargaming will do we're a multi-billion-dollar company and screw the community, but it might kill their game. So I guess we'll find out, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and as always, if you did, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!